Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Business from the Bass Boat Podcast on the Serious Angler Network, powered by X2. And guys, today we are here live at the Classic with the guys from Hobie Eyewear. Going to go over some new product, talk a little bit about the fishing today, and everything going on. Bassmaster Classic here in Knoxville. Super pumped up. We also have this scrub here. I don't know who invited him.
Disregard me.
But anyways, guys, to kick things off, let's go to the Hobie guys. We've got Steve and Dylan with us today. And how was your guys' journey just getting here, getting the Classic, getting everything set up? This booth is incredible.
Yeah, no, not too bad. I drove over here from Raleigh. Yeah. Steve got delayed flying in from New York, but you know what else is new? And yeah, got set up a couple of days ago, and we're ready to rock and roll today.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, really excited about the new booth. It's really been an upgrade for us. Easy to put up. Really been a big hit with all the customers and press and everyone who's come through.
That's awesome. And we were talking a little bit earlier, but gonna have Bassmaster live playing in this booth. So if you are around at the Classic, gonna be coming through this weekend at some time. I think something that I always deal with at the Classic is like, I want to watch the action that's happening, but also check out the product, check everything that's going on. And it's a great combo there. So swing by and definitely watch the Classic as well as the pros that are going to be in this booth.
Yeah, it's like the easiest thing to get people at your booth at this event, especially the Classic. If you got it running, people are going to come by. Like,
definitely.
I don't know why everyone's not doing that, but yeah, it's in the combination of everything that's new that you guys are dropping. One, that's exciting, and then two, you got every combination of just being consumer friendly to everybody that rolls through. But you guys got some pretty exciting stuff that's you guys are launching here, and can't wait to start diving into that.
Yeah, let's jump right in. So first and foremost, we have a couple of new colors that we're really excited about and some of our top styles. So the first one I'm going to hold up here, this is our popular Cabo style. And as you can see from the screen behind me, this is our Sightmaster lens. So it's a really good utility lens for fishermen. I'll get into that soon when we talk lenses. But the Cabo style with Sightmaster is one of our first new colors. Next up, we have Everglades, which is another one of our top fishing styles. This one we offer now in a satin gray with a cobalt mirror. It's a color combination that's really popular in the fishing community, and it's like taken off right away. It's gone really well for us.
That's awesome.
Another really popular combination, we did this one in snook. This is a copper lens with a green mirror. Maybe you can see the green mirror a little bit better.
Great freshwater lens.
In a tortoise frame. So it's just a really rich, beautiful frame and lens combo. I'm a big green lens fan, as we'll see in a little bit. But anyway, so we're really excited about that. And then in terms of some of our new styles, we started offering this new style called Cape. So for those who like Cabo, but it's maybe a little small for them, so I'll show,
the Cabos
them together.
Yep.
For comparison. These two styles, this is just like the next size up from Cabo, but then it also complements with our snook style. So it's a good like medium size frame.
Got a little bit of a big head, bigger head.
Yeah, no, it's good for like that medium, even up to like large range. And then in terms of like some lifestyle glasses, and Deacon, I saw you looking at this one and trying to slip it into your pocket before.
Yeah.
This is our new Cove style. So this style here, you can see it's a crystal frame with a sunset mirror. This style is also done really well right out of the gate. This is for like when you're off the boat or not fishing, but maybe out on the boat, driving in your truck or whatever. Very popular style, surf inspired. Yeah, exactly.
Man, and I love lifestyle glasses even when I'm fishing. I know they definitely let a little bit more light in, but I just love the look of them. I love the feel, the comfort, and no, I'm really excited about those glasses. I really love the frame color with that too, and can't wait.
You're big on that red orange.
Dude, I listen. I'm big on anything that helps me see the fish better, and for me, when it comes to lens color, which is a lot of something that I just love that Hobie makes. I mean, the Sightmaster, it's talked about a bunch, and it for good reason. It's hard to beat that Sightmaster gold lens. If you want to pull that up, I don't know if you can.
Yep,
we'll be able to see that in the background, but that lens is so bright. It literally, that color that you're seeing right now with the white in the background, it just brightens everything. And this time of the year, right, we're getting close to the spawn with the Classic going on right now. I don't think they're going to be quite there, but in the next couple of weeks, almost everywhere across that central latitude across the country, it's going to be sight fishing. And that's the lens, in my opinion, to do it with everywhere you go.
Yeah, I got Santee Cooper Hobie BOS event next weekend, and you can guarantee I'll have Sightmaster Plus lenses on the entire week. Hopefully, because we'll be looking at them. That's the deal. Because it even from a driving standpoint too, it's so easy on the eyes. I love the Sightmaster from like when I'm driving, because it lights everything up. So like that low light, especially when you're fishing shallow, like Deacon was mentioning, like it literally takes every detail and just blows it up for you. So it's like where you have other shades or other, darker lenses where you can still see better because it's polarized, but that just brings out the Sightmaster Plus, brings out those details in the fish, the things that you can kind of capture, where a lot of those shallow guys are, they rave about. And for anybody that's listening on audio, that's not us freaking out about something on live. We're not, squealing. That's actually a dog.
Someone's got a dog here.
Pardon us on that, but yeah, it's exciting stuff, guys. I mean, you guys keep advancing on the lenses, and I think that's one thing that's really sick is such the vast selection that you guys can choose from. And so talk really quick though about like entry level, like someone that hears that they're getting into fishing and they hear, oh, there's people saying I need 2-3 different shades. Talk to them like if you're gonna go 1 or 2 or 2 to 3, which ones would you guys do from like a starter kit?
Yeah, well, so first of all, the great thing about our shades is the price point and the affordability. We say built for the pros, but priced for everyone, right? So the great thing is there's the barrier to entry is very low, but you're getting a fantastic quality glass for that price. For that reason, it allows you to get several glasses to have them for different conditions. We have some interchange options, but for those who might want a Snook or an Everglades, you can pick up 2 pairs, 3 pairs for what it would cost you to get a pair of many other competitors that really aren't better. So I can kind of like run through the lenses. Styling is a personal choice.
Right.
It's also physics. Got a big head, you'll need a bigger glass. smaller base, smaller glass. But then it comes down to the lenses, right? So it's what kind of fishing you're doing, what kind of conditions are you typically in, and that becomes an aesthetic preference as well, which I'll get into.
Right.
But generally speaking, your gray lens is your like traditional all around polarized tint. It's what they call a natural tint. So it just dims everything evenly across the light spectrum. But it's a fantastic polarized lens. Generally speaking, the conventional wisdom is you use gray-based lenses in more open water conditions, especially if you're out in like the ocean doing like saltwater fishing and stuff like that. So like you could do gray-based or you could do gray-based with a blue mirror, which actually it's a little better to see it there. And that's an aesthetic choice, whether you choose to just do gray or gray with blue mirror.
And that, in 1 second, on that gray lens, to me, out of all the lens colors, Bailey was saying comfort as far as just a visual, I guess, not just aesthetic, but aesthetically pleasing from the person looking through the glasses. That gray lens, the straight gray without a mirror at all, for me, whatever, that is like my relaxing lens. Like that, I just feel very easy. It's a very comfortable viewing experience, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was just saying that's your most neutral lens. If
Okay.
you got lighter eyes like yourself, it'll definitely help more because lighter your eyes are, the darker you will need a lens as well too.
And what you might also be seeing is that we don't just do a basic gray lens like many others do. It probably is not going to show up on here, but our gray has a little bit of like a bluish greenish hue to it. So that also gives it like a little bit more of a soothing and more of a relaxing feel.
Got it.
Going to more freshwater scenarios, again, this is conventional wisdom. Everyone has their preferences. Typically speaking, you would go with like a copper lens.
Sure.
Copper is a contrast enhancing lens. So unlike when I was talking about the gray lens that darkens the entire light spectrum evenly, a copper lens will make certain colors pop a little bit more than others. And as we all know, if you're doing freshwater fishing, especially if you're doing any sight fishing, sometimes that's the difference between being able to pick out the fish. You might be able to see through the water because of the polarization, but it's maybe hard to distinguish the fish from a rock or a down tree or something like that. Whereas the contrast enhancing lens makes it pop a little bit better. I do a lot of trout fishing, and like a brook trout or the back of a brown trout, it makes like those reds on the back of a brown trout pop easier. So you really can spot the fish a lot better with a copper lens. And then you have copper with the green mirror, which is my personal preference. Aesthetically, I just think the green mirror is absolutely beautiful. So That's my preference there. And then you guys talked about the Sightmaster lens. I held it up before. So here you can see the tint, and if I hold it about here, hopefully you can see the gold mirror.
Yeah, we will be putting all this like close-ups of all the lenses on social for you guys. We'll link it actually in the episode notes, so you guys can obviously you can see an extent here on the video, but we will put up close-ups so that we can kind of hit on this too. But
Yep.
Yeah, continue.
And then we have this is our sunset mirrored lens. This is a gray-based lens with a sunset mirror on it. This one is more just like a lifestyle sort of lens. It's I mean it's great for fishing. You know, if someone likes that reddish color like you do, like these coves here with the sunset mirror, you can fish all day long in those.
Oh yeah,
no issue whatsoever. So that's that one's a stylistic choice. And then you started saying how you like lifestyle glasses,
right?
When you're fishing sometimes, and that's a perfect segue to our Monarch style.
Yep.
So this style here comes with side shields that are removable. You see that here, and then a nice, comfortable neoprene retainer. The beauty is when you're on the water, especially if it's a sunny day and you want that extra light coverage, you got your coverage from the top and the sides with the side shields. You have the retainer for if you want to hang it around your neck briefly. The beauty is it floats. So if God forbid you did drop it, that's not going to be an issue.
Yep.
But if you're now coming off the water, hopping in your truck, and now you want that casual look, you just pop these side shields right off. Retainer pops right off. And now your fishing glasses
styling up
are a beautiful pair of lifestyle sunglasses.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned before, if you could pick one pair of sunglasses just to kind of dabble in it if you're getting started.
Yeah.
You know, that copper with green mirror lens is perfect because it's neutral. It'll help you in those bright conditions and the low light as well. And Monarch float, you know, it floats, so you're not going to lose them. You're going to protect your investment. And it has those removable components. So it's like having two pairs of sunglasses in one. So, you know, definitely worth checking out. Just a great all-around versatile pair of sunglasses.
And we make that one in your favorite sunset mirror.
There you go. Yeah. You know, I mean, and honestly, the two lenses I find myself gravitating towards the most is either the copper green mirror. That's anytime I have that high sun and I'm freshwater fishing, that's what I'm looking for. And then again, around the spawn, it's going to be the Sightmaster. The biggest thing for me too, another huge benefit to the Sightmaster Plus that I did actually just at the California Delta last week was basically I run that Sightmaster Plus. Again, it brightens everything up so well that I actually use that for running down the lake in the morning. That's what I have on to just get to my area. And then I'm kind of deciding, honestly, with how the water's looking, do I want to keep that Sightmaster Plus on? Is it cloudy? Do we have those kinds of conditions, or is it really bright? And that's when I'm going to reach towards that copper green mirror lens. But those are my two favorite by far. That's what I spend my time doing for sure.
Yeah. And to that, like, let's break down this week at the Classic, where in practice, these guys had probably the worst conditions from it's cold, it's wet, it's miserable. So it was obviously overcast, rainy, dark. And then now day one, it is bluebird skies, sunny, it's warm. Talk about the two different shades that you'd have. Like you'd start with that crappy conditions and transition into different complete polar opposite.
So the funny thing is, you know, people would think on a cloudy, even a somewhat rainy day, that's bad. That's a bad day of business for us. But it's not, because we have the lenses for every condition. So even on the most overcast of days, you're going to want to go with that Sightmaster Plus lens, because even if it's cloudy, even if the visibility is tough, you're still going to get that extra advantage than if you don't wear it. So, and it'll brighten things up. And listen, it's not just about catching the fish. It's not ramming your boat into the rock that you didn't see, or getting getting your lure tangled up in that down tree that was right there the whole time. And, you know, time spent messing around with that is time not catching fish. So during those days, definitely you could go with this Sightmaster lens.
Yeah, and I think another thing that people don't realize is even if it's cloudy, UV rays, the sun, it's still coming through those clouds. It's still going to hurt your eyes. So it is important to have eye protection. And with that Sightmaster lens, the way it brightens it up, it's like going from a standard definition TV to a high def TV. It's just, it's actually going to help you when there isn't a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, definitely. And then on the day like today, bluebird skies, you know, I personally would be going with our copper lens with the sea green mirror. But some people, whether it's because their eye color, maybe they're a little more sensitive, like with your eyes, maybe they want to go with the blue mirror.
And that's another
cobalt
great
with the
just
blue mirror
looking
there.
lens as far as just visual appeal, right?
So I would say any of those 4 lenses are gray with cobalt lens, cobalt mirror, copper with the sea green are all fantastic choices for a day like today. You know, it's always about confidence in your equipment, and when you're more confident, you fish better.
Right.
So you think today is the day that you want to wear a blue mirror because you think you're going to do better? Wear it. I
Right.
would never talk anyone out of
Yeah.
wearing the lens that they feel most comfortable in. So yeah, and I think the beauty is, you know, at a price point, you get to try out a lot of different options. And I'll show you actually really quickly for someone like me who's an eyeglass wearer, the best way to try different options is to go with one of our interchange systems.
Okay.
So we have one called Huntington, which is actually where these lenses come from. And these lenses just pop into a frame that we have super easy. But what I want to show you is for those, because you get this a lot, especially with the older crowd, like, oh, can you do my prescription? Or I don't want to have to like get my prescription in a blue mirrored lens and a green mirrored lens and this, that, whatever. So this is our Duo collection. It has magnets in the front.
Okay.
And this style is Lennox that I'm wearing. And you just click this on like that.
Wow.
And
Holy
in a
crap.
second, you're from indoors with a regular optical frame, outside.
And it doesn't stick
just-
out either. It's not like kind of the old, you know, where you
Yeah.
see the difference. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You
No,
look
that-
like you're wearing sunglasses.
That's
there.
critical. I would never wear that. So it looks really dorky.
Steve's too stylish for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
You just look like a Jedi. Look, you just put that.
Boom.
on. That was
Like here we go.
yeah.
Time to rock and roll.
So the beauty is you're out on
Use
the
the
water.
force.
You're out on the water and you want a different lens for your different conditions.
Yep.
Instead of having to rummage around for an extra pair of glasses or whatever, you just take the one off, put the other one on, and I mean, as fast as you can cast, you can change your lenses
Wow.
in this style.
Is that your party trick?
It is. At some shows, we try to see how fast I can change the lenses.
It's all about
There you go.
speed.
I
yeah.
forget what my record is, but
That's Steve's party trick. Mine is throwing the floating glass.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Well,
So yeah, so that's some of the new styles we have. Oh, and one other one we have that we're really excited about. So our floating collection has been probably our best story. Not probably, it's our best story.
Yeah.
Because everyone has lived it. It's easy to understand and it works. You don't want how many people you talk to that lost their glasses? We all have glasses sitting at the bottom of the water somewhere.
Us before talking to you guys.
yeah, quite literally. Like
It's not only does it suck to lose those glasses, but it sucks for the environment, right? We
Right.
don't want our plastic glasses sitting there, you know, for a long time in the water. So with our floating collection, it's been a huge hit. It saves you money. They're fantastic glasses and fantastic styles. This is our first women's specific style.
oh,
It's
cool.
called Mariposa.
Oh yeah.
Get it right there. And this comes in 2 colors. It comes in shiny black with a gray lens and this nice tortoise color with a copper lens.
Awesome.
So that's another one of our new styles. So we're really excited about what we have. We also have a whole ton of new lifestyle choices that we're not going to go through right now, but like Vista, Flats, Pendleton. It's really, we've gotten a lot of feedback at the shows we've done so far this year that this is our best collection to date. So
Awesome.
we're really excited about it. And we're
Heck
really
yeah.
excited to be here at Bassmaster and having Carl out there wearing our glasses as we speak. So
No
exciting.
doubt. No doubt. And I can't wait to second we get off of this, check Bass Track and see where guys are at. It's just a super exciting time and everything. One thing I did want to mention too, and I don't think I've even told you guys this, but 2 weeks ago, I went in to actually get my eyes checked. I was actually shooting my bow, and on my right eye, I noticed that there was just like a slight, it wasn't 100% clear. And I was like, okay, that like I've been someone who I've just always have had incredible eyesight, like always scored really, really high with that stuff, big at, you know, spotting animals really far away and fishing, sight fishing, all that stuff. And so I went in and I have a very minimal, like to the point where I don't know, is it ophthalmologist was basically just like, you don't really need anything. But then we started digging in deep, and it was like I thought to myself, the only medical field that I would be interested in was this, because we got so deep into stuff. I mean, we got to talking about, professional baseball players and what they're doing to advance their sight and how there's a direct correlation with batting average and sight and everything. And so we got deep into the details, and now it's just making me think like, okay, maybe for that one pair in a Sightmaster lens during the spawning season, there is that to have that ability to have just a slight prescription. I think it's like a 0.5 and a 0.25 in one of my eyes, but just that thought process of like, if that's something that I spend a lot of time on, which is sight fishing, that's somewhere where to me, it makes sense to spend the money to have that proper setup on maybe one pair. But then with myself anyway, have that comfortable ability to have additional pairs. But I really like the concept with what you're doing there, Steve, to have the glasses and to just change lens colors, because I'm big that way. I like testing different scenarios when I'm on the water, especially on those practice days, because each lake, it seems to be a little bit different to me.
Yeah, and it's a good point you brought up. Prescription sunglasses specifically can become very expensive.
Oh yeah.
So to have all those different lens tints, you could spend almost $1,000 between all that. With this, you're just putting your base prescription in those frames, which is a lot less expensive than the tinted sunglass lens.
Right.
And then you just buy the clips and you just switch back and forth. So it's a fraction of the cost you'd be paying to have all those different tints in your prescription.
Sure.
Yeah. We have up to 5 different lens tints. It's all the basic ones we saw here, minus the sunset. So you're basically getting 6 glasses in one, because you have your everyday optical frame. And then when you throw the clip on, now that's 5 other options you have there. So it's very affordable. It's a great system. Comes with a hard case that you can stick the extra lenses in. So, everything, you have one sunglass, 6 sunglasses in a little case that's this size.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's great.
I like it. I like it. All right. I know we also wanted to talk a little bit of Hank Cherry's line and everything, different colors. What's new? What's new here?
Yep. So last year we launched the Hank Cherry Champions Collection. 2 styles are Mojo Float or Bluefin Float. So right off the bat, they float. And what we did is we added his signature colors into them. So I'll hold these up. You can see this one has the red temples. It's got his insignia, his signature and logo inside. And then same with Bluefin Float. All the rubber is red. So his signature colors in 2 of his favorite frames. They're larger frames. They fit him well. They help him perform out on the water. We launched them last year with the Sightmaster and the copper and sea green. That's what he was mostly using. But coming into this year, we wanted to give everyone the different lens tint options. So this weekend, we're launching the gray with cobalt blue mirror in his collection. So now, you can come to our booth. You can check him out. You can actually buy his glasses in every single one of our different base lens tints and have them for all different scenarios on the water.
Awesome.
That is sick. I'm a huge fan, especially of the bluefins. Like we were talking earlier, people with big heads like me. And I'm a big fan of having shades that literally encompass my entire face to a point of like closing out everything, almost like suction cups, if you will. That's like, if for folks that find themselves in the boat similar to me, or they like to have, no windows of light penetrating, the bluefins are absolutely dynamite. And especially from these specific models with the rubber, that's a big deal.
Yeah, they're not going to slip off your face. If they do, they're going to float in the water. But we've provided the traction where they're just going to stay there.
Right.
No sunlight's going to leak in. You're going to be good to go all day out on the water.
Yep.
Right. And to me, that's when I'm reaching towards a lens that's going to be really tight to my face, is around that spawning time. Again, for myself, my personal preferences, I like a lifestyle lens a lot of the time. When I am dialed in, focused, up shallow, I don't want any light. I put my hood up. I do everything, even though those are already super tight to your face. Just everything you can do to really focus in, especially when you're sight fishing and fishing up shallow.
Yeah. You guys, you mentioned obviously with Hank Cherry's line here, you guys have a great pro staff backing, besides us. But
well, I mean, we're here, but like, what, there's not.
No, it excludes us. But also one thing that's going on that's cool. Obviously, we talked about Carl Jacobson briefly. Tech not home turf because he's from Australia, but technically this is kind of home turf for him, living in Tennessee. But also, you guys have done a great job at supporting your pro staff, not only just from a fishing standpoint, but their passions that live outside of just fishing. With Carl and his cleanup, you guys did a great job at supporting that. Want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, no, I think you hit it right on the head. We always, anytime we have an athlete, we don't want to just provide them product and call it a day. We want to get behind them and, really support them. With Hank, we've done a lot of stuff with the Warriors journey and supporting veterans and everything. With Carl, we were able to get involved with his lake cleanup a few weeks ago, right here in the Tennessee River, getting it ready for the Classic, making sure the water was clean for everyone to fish in and enjoy the weekend. It was funny because when we got there, they're like, you're not going to find that much trash. It's a pretty clean river. If you look hard enough for something,
it's there.
You're going to find it.
Yeah.
And it's just insane if you really get in the weeds and you dig deep, what you could pull out. But it's alarming to know that much is there. But at the same time, it was a very uplifting and rewarding experience seeing the great people that came out. It was a rainy day. It wasn't nice, but people still came out, supported the cause, and just positive, good vibes all around. It was nice to show up, be able to do something nice for the environment and make this place a better place for everyone to come enjoy this weekend.
Yeah, that's a super cool deal. I know there's a few different endeavors doing it, but something like that, that's one deal that there can't be too many
No.
people doing it, because if there's anything our fisheries need is that. And it sucks to see when you go up to a lake or a creek you're fishing and it's like beer cans all over the place. I mean,
well, and it's just like, you know, it's like you're saying, it's frustrating actually to me to see when you go to these places, you know, that are incredibly beautiful, and you have this supernatural scene, and then there's trash in everywhere, especially around launch ramps, it seems to me. But it's just like it's such a great cause, and I mean, kudos to you guys for pushing with that with Carl, because what he's doing is fantastic with that, and it's good to see people get on board.
Yeah, no, and it's so important. Like, even if you just have trash, it's easy to throw it out. Don't throw it on the ramp or anywhere. Just make sure you put it in the trash. If you see something that someone left behind, it takes 2 seconds to go pick it up and throw it out, and that's only going to allow us to enjoy the waterways that we spend time on even more for the future. We don't want to get cluttered. We don't want anything happening. Just do your part to make it a better environment, and everyone's going to benefit.
Right. Absolutely. I love it. Well, what else are we looking forward to this weekend? Obviously, we're going to be cheering Carl on and following along with everything. But anything else specifically you want to talk about going through the rest of the weekend for folks to check out? With
Yeah, no, absolutely. We saw Carl yesterday. We joked around. We're like, we don't want to see you on Sunday.
Right.
That means you're out on the water.
Stay away.
Don't come by the booth.
Please don't come by.
But no, this afternoon we'll have Hank Cherry here from 2 to 3. He'll be doing a special meet and greet autograph signing. So if the champ definitely stop by. Get to talk to him for a little bit, check out his collection. We're also going to be doing giveaways the whole weekend, giving away a signed Hank jersey, signed Carl jersey. If you enter once, you're eligible for all the prizes. So, like I said, come by booth 4211, get signed up for those. And then we're doing a show special. So we very rarely discount our product throughout the year because we're already at such a great price point.
Right.
But when we come to events, we want to do something a little more. So we actually do our highest discount of the year at events specifically.
Wow.
So there is no better time to get a pair of Hobie Eyewear sunglasses than there is right here at this event this weekend.
Heck yeah.
And from a product perspective, I'm excited about meeting like the actual consumers and the fishermen and the people who are going to cycle through here, because it's them that we're making the glasses for. It's their, product always solves a problem. And so we're trying to help people be the best fishermen they can, catch the most fish, adapt to all situations. So our best product development comes from the feedback of our customers and our salespeople and anyone who's out there living the life. I have my own experience out on the water, but that's just me. So it's always great to hear from the consumers, talk to them, find out what they need, see they give you ideas or inspiration for styling or some color or a special use case. So for me, as product development, that's always very exciting, getting out in the market.
I think that,
and as Steve said, our new tagline, built for the pros, priced for everyone. Obviously we spend time with our pros. We take a lot of direct feedback from them, but this is our weekend to talk to everyone, to get that feedback, and it's just very valuable. It flies under the radar a lot of time, but we're always doing a good job of listening to the consumer, letting them speak to us and benefiting from that.
Yeah. There's a lot of value in a brand being receptive to that general public feedback, because there's a lot of brands historically that are just like closed doors. They're like, we're going to do what we want to do. It works for us.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, okay, you're Joe Schmo. Like, well, the fact that you're receptive to it, being open to it, either providing, maybe there's something they're missing that you're able to educate. But then there's also like, oh, that's a pretty good point. Right. Maybe we think about that next time as we go through these meetings and try to develop. I think that's super important. I think that's pretty crucial and special about what you guys have going on.
Yeah. Humility and open-mindedness is key in product development.
Super important. And I think the other side of that, right, is if you are a consumer walking around the show, don't be afraid to ask those questions and say, hey, I don't really like this part of this. I don't really, I just feel like so many times, at least in my shoes, walking around trade shows, it's always been like, well, I don't want to go talk to this guy about what I didn't like. But those are what you need for product development. You need those situations, and that openness, I think, is a big deal. So don't be afraid to come say hi. I'll have the Bassmaster Classic going live. A lot of things to win. So definitely stop by.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think with that, we'll wrap things up. For everyone following Business from the Bass Boat and Serious Angler, check us out. The rest of the Classic will be around doing all sorts of stuff, and can't wait to see everything go down here in Knoxville.